Alright, I'm going to go over my collection. I'm going to pull out some of my favorite books and some books that have some cool backstories on them, as well as some just really cool books that are out there that related to Spider-Man. So I got some Amazing Spider-Man, some one-shots, some Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man, and some Marvel team-ups to show you guys and kind of give you a significance. The first one I have to show you is Amazing Spider-Man number 583, fifth printing, with President Barack Obama on the cover. I'm not going to talk politics. I'm not into that, but this book has some significance. And if you recall, when it came out, there was a lot of mainstream news about how the president was going to be in a comic book and how it was a big deal. And this is the book that kind of caught my attention and got me back in the collecting comics after probably like a 20-year hiatus. So this is the book. So again, it's a fifth printing. It's probably worth the cover, but it doesn't matter. It's what hooked me back in. It's one of the early variant covers that I have. Amazing Spider-Man annual number 21 from 1987. It's the wedding issue. The issue I have has Spider-Man on the cover, and if you recall, also there was a issue that had Peter Parker on the cover. So I got the Spider-Man one, and I think it's an early example of a variant cover, and I have it. It's awesome. This is going to be a Marvel team-up. Has a great backstory on it. My local comic shop, Frankenstein Comics in Woodbury, New Jersey, had bought a collection, and it was full of Marvel team-ups. And the owner, Bill Beat, said, hey, listen, Mark, I know you like the team-ups. I got a whole bunch in that long box. Anything you pull out is $2 a piece. Well, this one was in there. First appearance of Mockingbird, $2. This was a couple months ago, and it's still a book that has become pricey. And I told the owner, I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? He's like, yeah, go ahead. It's all you. And that's what keeps me coming back to that comic shop. That person cares about his customers, gave me a great deal, knew I wasn't going to flip the book, and just wanted to see his customer happy. And I am super happy. It's a great book. This is another deal that I got, and this one was through eBay. Got this for $10. And I might have posted a picture earlier, or might have been in a previous video, but this is not a $10 book. This is more like a $50 book in the condition it's in. Would be on a wall of any comic book shop. And you know, the Secret War story, I loved it, and I had the toys growing up, and you know, I'm glad to have an iconic book with the iconic cover, with the black suit, and always a big fan of the black suit. I liked it. Some people didn't. I did. I have a number 1 here in the collection, but it's not what you think. Not Amazing Spider-Man, but it is Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man. This was an early wall book that I had purchased from a store called Fat Jack's Comic Crypt in Philadelphia. Probably on the wall at the time for maybe like $10. Definitely not a $10 book today. Nice little investment, nice cover, Spider-Man, Tarantula, not bad. Big fan, nice book, and it's mine. This one here I got off the news rack back in probably '87 when it came out. Pretty pricey at the time, at $2.50. It was a really thick book, and it has two of the more popular characters in the 80s for Marvel, and it is Spider-Man versus Wolverine. It's a great book, great cover. You know, the cemetery scene, he's hitting the tombstone trying to get at Spidey. Just an awesome book, and haven't read it in a really long time. Maybe tonight's the night where I open it up again and read it. This one is not a comic per se, but it is something that is near and dear in my collection. When I was a kid, I used to have the book and recordings. And one of them is Amazing Spider-Man, The Invasion of the Dragon Men. And here it is. Big fan. I used to listen to this all the time. The record is still in here. Great condition. The pages are still crisp and white. I mean, this book is probably at least like 35 years old, maybe even older. And was awesome is I looked this up on YouTube and was able to find not only a video showing all the pictures in the book, but also the actual sound. Like, I don't have a record player anymore to play this, but it is still part of my collection, and it will remain so. A lot of sentimental value. This is the lowest number Amazing Spider-Man that I have. Again, also an early wall book that I had purchased, maybe for $10 at, again, at the time in the mid 80s in Fat Jack's Comic Crypt, and it is Amazing Spider-Man number 43. It's got a really good cover. It's in good shape. Second appearance of the Rhino. It's just a 12-cent book, and it's just a really, really good book. I'm happy to have it in my collection. It's probably the more valuable books that I have in my collection. And again, it's the lowest numbered Amazing Spider-Man that I have. This one here is also, again, a book that I bought off the wall in the mid-80s. It's Amazing Spider-Man 238. Hobgoblin. Does have the tattoos. Great condition. Probably read it once in the probably 30 years that I've had the book. Again, it's probably worth significantly more than what I paid way back in the day. So, nice little investment. And the creme de la creme, the crown jewel of my Amazing Spider-Man collection, is everyone's favorite. I can't believe this keeps happening. Keeps falling. This is like the third time that happened. But this is the everybody's favorite. First appearance of Venom, number 300, iconic cover, Todd McFarlane. Same deal. I bought this at one of the comic shops that is now defunct in Philadelphia, a place called Lou's Dugout and Comics. And I bought it for $1.50. And I remember after I purchased it several months later, the guy that owned it begged me to sell it back to him. He was going to give me all this deal, all the store credit, and I said no way. And I've just held on to it for the last, several years. So it's probably my crown jewel, and it's my biggest book or the most expensive book in the collection that I have right now. Probably this, 238 and number 43. And these are just some of my Amazing Spider-Mans. And again, tomorrow's Wednesday. Hit your local comic shop. Get your pull list. Buy some books in the back issues. Keep the hobby alive, folks. Thanks, and have a super day.